Hey everybody, it's Lynn from Lyn's Crafts. Or I should say from Zombocalypse 13 is what I'm calling it. The zombie apocalypse, because my husband and I are running around like zombies. He was working 7 days a week, his regular hours, and then Saturday and Sunday were both short days, only 6 hours. And so they decided they were going to change it around a bit so that they could get Sunday off. So now they have them working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. So since we're getting up at 4 o'clock and having to go to bed before the chickens do, if you know what I'm saying, we both are like scatterbrained zombies around here. So I just thought I'd come by real quick and show you, I'm not sure what, but the last of the ATC cards that I've been doing, so I can get on to something else. In the background back there is the first 8. So I'm sorry I got carried away because I was only going to do 8 more. You know I was. But I won't describe them quite as detailed as possibly I did the other ones. Okay, this is a paper from the bottom of my spray box. And just some hot glue art. And I didn't even paint it. I just sprayed it with a little Lindy Stamp Gang in golden sleigh bells. The very last of my golden sleigh bells. And then the back again is just some more of the paper. That one was just really simple. This one again is the glue art, and I just did some acrylic paint on the background, and very, very similar colors to the dragonfly one and the one before, to that one, except for without the blue. I did the purple. So, I did a moon stamped in the background with that pearl embossing powder, the Pearl Beauty. And I did that first before I painted or anything. And then after I painted the background, I rubbed off the paint off of the moon, and then I did the hot glue bats and the trim, and then just did black acrylic paint on top of those, and then sprayed the whole thing with scintillating silver. And the back of this one just has no, don't tell me I need to know paper names right now. This is from something, I can't even read it from here. It's like, it's Martha Stewart? Yes, Martha Stewart paper from several years ago. So there you go, that's what that is. And I popped up a bat that's also out of the paper on there. And that's just got some black around the edge, some black ink, and it's the Inkadinkadoo. This one is just a silly one that I did for one of the grandkids. Just a ghost. Let's see. I did black. I painted it black first. Make sure that I didn't do it on black cardstock. And then I did that sapphire, the metallic blue sapphire from Folk Art. And then again I sprayed with, this time, the Gossamer Gold. And then I did this Dazzling Metallics, Deco Art Dazzling Metallics in the white pearl. And I just did a little rub of that over the hot glue bits. Oh, and I did the hot glue bar. And this one is just that same Martha Stewart Crafts paper. Then I went to stamping in the hot glue, and this one was actually my husband's favorite. And this set of stamps, I don't know if this is an old, I don't know if they still are in business, Rubber Stampede. And this one is Retro Holiday. Sorry. Oh, and it's by Delta. And so several of the next ones are that stamp set. So this one is the 3 trees, and I tried to make it look like snow was coming down sideways. And again, this one just has some of the frosted forget-me-nots and a little bit of the scintillating silver. And then I'll wipe back over the raised bits at some point with white paint. But as I can see right here, I sprayed over it again. So don't listen to me. I'm not sure what I did. And this is the paper that came from one of the resale shops. It's actually letterhead type copy paper. But I just thought that little rooftop scene went really cute. Okay, and then again from that same stamp set, did this one in its packages. And you could put, you know, season's greetings or something up at the top. And I'm not sure, this came in a rack, so I'm not sure what this paper is. But I like it. And again from that same stamp set is the Christmas ornaments. And I tried to make it look like they're, you know, on a tree. And this one, I'm sorry, this one is sprayed with just the Glitz Spritz and the Cactus Gold. And this one is with the, possibly the Cocoa Bean Copper. It's hard to tell on the green background. And again, that same paper. I don't know which way it goes. Oh my goodness. This one is, I believe, the Mission Bells Brown. Wow, don't quote me on that, but I think so. And then while it was, I saturated the paper really good, and while it was wet, I sprinkled salt on it. And that causes the salt to soak up a little bit of your moisture. Okay, nothing like the battery done, last minute. And I think I found out that if I empty my memory card before the battery completely dies, so that when I switch the batteries there's nothing on the camera, then I don't get stuff stuck, hopefully. So anyway, this is what happens when you put the salt on. This is from that Recollections Fairy collection stamp set, and I did the Ranger Black Sparkle embossing powder on. And then it's just got that Color Box Rosewood collection piece on there. Okay. Then I did 3 different backgrounds with the same red. And this was actually the last of the backgrounds, that's why it's lighter. But I thought the color was perfect to go with these little butterflies, and these came from Beth in my care package. She sent me a bunch of punched out butterflies because I don't have a butterfly punch. I actually only have one punch. The medium EK Success Flower Punch. And this was literally the very last of what was on my glass, and I just swiped it up. And I liked the way it looked, so I left it. And I made 3 of these ATC cards, kind of like tags. And I vintage photo distressed the edge. Here's another one. And I believe this is a Craft Smart stamp. I'm totally going by the color of the rubber on the stamps because they all seem to look alike. Oh, and I should have said this is the Santa Red Americana paint, and I thinned it on my glass. I put a little on my glass and thinned it with some water and the Magicals. I used the Magicals in the Golden Sleigh Bells. I love that. And that's the same thing I did on this one. And then I sprayed them with the same thing. And then here's the back. And again, this glitter paper came in a rack, so I'm not sure what paper it is. And this little nutcracker tag came from Beth, and I'm not sure who makes those either. Kind of looked like an EK Success set of embellishments, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. That's my favorite saying today. Don't quote me on that. Is this right? Upside down? I'm not sure. Okay. And this is those same blooming ornaments. And I had the stamps, I had them perfect, and I went to put another layer on there. Just screwed the pooch, so to speak. And this is another one of those embellishments from that same little gift from Beth, and I just went over it with some gold Studio G glitter glue. Pretty cute. And this is again that paper that I don't know what it is. So I'm no good on this one at all. And then there was this one, and this is with a different red, and yay, they got it out here. It's old berry red from Apple Barrel. And then I just did a gold, I actually did the gold hot glue lattice first, and then I painted the whole thing, and then I rubbed over the edges with that yeah, I think it's just that gold gleams. And this again is also old. Yeah, from 1994. It's by Delta. And then I used some gold ribbon roses that came from Neary, from my winnings from Neary, and then these little tiny, they're like sequins, but they're leaves. And I did a little gold stickles down the center to hide the little, they each have a tiny little hole at the end, and those actually came from a little bag of junk from the free sale, as I call it, where we stopped on the side of the road for some free stuff a lady was giving away. Here's another one stamping in the hot glue, and again I believe this is a Craft Smart stamp. And I sprayed this one also with the, looks like the Mission Bells Brown. And some more of that Martha Stewart Crafts Halloween paper. I think that was from 2011. This is one of those that almost went in the trash. It's supposed to say Joy. My Y almost looks like a G. I had changed glue sticks in between, and sometimes that Surebonder doesn't want to grab the next glue stick very easily. Although I'm not complaining because I love that thing. But this again is another one of those Craft Smart stamps, and it's supposed to be a dove with a sprig in its mouth, but had a little too much glue down here on the bottom side, so and it squished out and made an ugly mess. And this is the Gossamer Gold, I believe. And then I rubbed over it a little bit with some more of that Gleams paint. And this is the back side, another little bit of that same rosewood paper. And I just put some stars and some bling like on the outside of the clock. And these stars came from Bethany, B.A. Crafty Girl. And the bling, I'm not completely sure who sent me that. That was either from Bethany or maybe from Lydia. I'm not sure. Not sure. And this one again, oh, looks better on camera. I did the stamping in the hot glue again, and this is a fleur-de-lis stamp. And the stamping in the hot glue works a lot better if you have a deep etched rubber stamp, and also if it's got a broader pattern. Like this was solid, so it actually looks like that. And so since it didn't print very well on the front. And another thing, this is a stamp that came from a resale shop, and it was in a bag of different stamps. And this one in particular, I don't know why, was dry. The rubber is very dry, so it almost never prints this bit right here. Even though it's on there, the ink just doesn't seem to want to stick to it very well. So I did this in Versamark with that black sparkle, and then I just rubbed my ink pad around the edge a little bit and put some on there too. So, oh, and this one I did the hot glue stamped in it, and then I went back over it with that Folk Art metallic blue sapphire And then I went back actually and I did the border of hot glue, but I didn't paint on top of that. It's got a little bit of the paint underneath it, but it's actually still transparent, the glue is. And on the next one you'll see a little better. I did the same thing. This one I did all my hot glue first, then painted it with that pink satin pearl Deco Arts Dazzling Metallics. And then while that was still a little damp, I let it get just a tiny bit tacky. I went back and rubbed it off of the glue. Oh, and I stamped in it. I stamped in the glue when I did the hot glue, then I painted over the whole thing, then I wiped it back off. Okay, I'm up to par. This is just that gold Studio G glitter glue in the center. And as y'all can tell, thank goodness I'm almost to the end. And again, this is some paper from Iraq, and so I'm not sure what the paper is. Came in a rack. Okay, lastly but not leastly, one of my favorite ones. I took that blue Walmart ink pad that I was talking about in the first one, and I started off down here and I just did a good couple of swipes. And then up here on the rest of it, I kind of swirled it around a little bit and then swiped it back and forth. I was trying to make a difference between my sky and my water. And then I went back with that pearl Dazzling Metallics, is that what it is? Yes. And I did the moon and a little reflection in the water. And then the whole thing is sprayed with the scintillating silver. The hot glue art this time, I did the background. I was trying to make it look like, limbs of the tree, obviously. And then I stamped in it with a stamp that I've got that's flowers. Oh, so sorry about that. And you couldn't hardly see the flowers. The glue wasn't close enough together. So I went back with the vines and made it look a little more like a tree. So it could either be a tree in the rain or like a weeping willow over the water, my favorite. And then again I came back and did the border and left it without paint on it. And this, I did that metallic folk art in the sapphire, the amethyst, and the peridot. And this is just some burnt umber something. Apple barrel, burnt umber. And I actually had to throw a bottle of paint away the other day. Purple. It was completely solid. Hard as a plastic rock. So, this is, again, some embellishments that I got from Beth, and these are EK Success. And so, there was just a little bit left on my glass from when I did the something. I'm not sure what. So, I swapped my ATC card in it to pick up what was left on my glass, and it sprayed a little scintillating silver, stuck these little flourishy things and the butterfly on there, and then did the hot glue border again. Alright! Yay, done with the ATC cards. Blah, 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 blah. Is it Friday yet? I don't even know what day it is. Put these back in the order that I did them in, at least. Let go of the butterflies. Alright, I'm out of here, y'all. I'm going to try to get some rest. Right. No, I'm not. I wanted to get these done because I'm ready to share some other things. And not to go right back to the polymer clay, but I wanted to come back and do a quick tutorial on these skull beads. So I'll come back in another video, but I just figured I'd show you one. And the reason I want to do these, not only because they're super simple, but I did these like, I don't know, a year ago, 2 years ago, And the little photo tutorial has been up on crafty since then. And on my Pinterest, this is like the most pinned thing I have. People pin these little beads over and over and over. So there's actually pumpkin beads, skull beads, and candy corn beads. So I thought, why don't I have a video of these? So I'll come back and show just a quick tutorial on these skeleton beads. And these just came out of the oven, they haven't been painted yet or anything. So I'll do one and show that at the beginning of the video. So, but that will probably be tomorrow. I think I'm done for the day. So, y'all have a great rest of the day, and I hope I showed everything, and if I forgot anything, feel free to ask me down at the bottom, because I may or may not remember. So, alright, I'll let y'all later. Bye now.